Welcome to Clear the Ice. I am your co-host right here. I'm Mike Laurel. Along with me, this handsome fellow to the other side of me over that way, Austin Hamels. Flyers lose in Pittsburgh 7-6. I think the over-under for goals was probably half of that. Flyers showed a lot of grit today coming back from a back-to-back. He could have gotten better goaltending from Cal Peterson. I thought he gave up at least 3 soft goals in this game. But Flyers did battle back without Travis Konechny in their lineup today. A couple of guys having 2-goal games with Tyson Forrester and also Travis Sanheim. Almost Scott Lawton. They changed the first goal from Scott Lawton to Travis Sanheim. But Austin, what were your thoughts on this heartbreaker out in the Steel City?
Whoever said that Sunday is a day of rest on goofed, dude. My heart rate was through the roof the entire second and third period for this game, man. Like you said, the over-under was definitely beat. Like this was not what I mean. You always love to see these kinds of games. Was it what I was expecting from this Flyers Penguins game for these teams this season? No. But I will take it every single time now because that was incredible. It was their final meeting of the season too, so it was the perfect way to end this season series with Pittsburgh. Even though it was a 7-6 loss, still just overall incredibly strong offensive output for both sides in this one.
Yeah, it was, and it was good to see Forrester continuing his point streak. Scott Lawton with 7 points now, 7-point game, or was it 7-game point streak going? So he's Al put it the best this morning when he said Scott Lawton is doing his best Tobias Harris impersonation. You know, it's coming close to trade deadline. He doesn't want to be traded. So, but Lawton was a good player today. I felt like I'll tell you what, though. You know, there was to me, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care. I know what I saw. Second period. To me, it just seemed like the referees were just not calling anything. I counted 4 times that Sidney Crosby was offsides. I mean, blatantly offsides.
Oh, yeah.
Blatantly offsides, and they didn't call nothing. You had Flyers getting tripped up left and right. Nothing was being called. Poor Joe Farabee got mugged, and it's no excuse. I mean, he's got to start producing too.
Yeah.
But, you know, Foster seemed, you know, they were kind of getting around their they were kind of having their way with them, but good. I thought the Flyers showed good resolve. They came back twice in this game, both times from 2-goal deficits. The last time they couldn't, you know, get the last one in. I think if this game goes another 2 minutes, they tie it. But they were moving, man. They were moving, and I'll tell you what, Scott Lawton, you gotta kind of give him a to me, I know we kind of bashed on him a little. I kind of bashed on him a little bit the other night when I was on with Pat, and I gotta kind of take my medicine a little bit here because he's been playing very well. He had the shorthanded goal today. I'll tell you what, Travis Sanheim also has been starting to snipe up a little bit. But overall, Austin, before we get into some of these comments that we have here early on, what was your take on basically? I'll just give me your game summary and who would be your 3 stars of the game.
Honestly, like I said, this was not what I expected. Honestly, I definitely did not expect a total of 13 goals. But like you said with the referees, man, they definitely left a lot of calls out there that should have been made. The main thing that I will say is as everyone here that watches content on EOP knows, I'm a soccer guy, and the MLS is dealing with replacement referees right now, and I thought I had it bad yesterday. It was pretty rough today too. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's definitely a tough loss to have to take, tough pill to swallow for Philadelphia coming off the back-to-back and not being able to win either of these games, and just losing ground on the Rangers who are leading the division. It's going to be the tail end of the season is going to be a really tough climb, and I hope Philadelphia has the climbing gear to handle it, because if not, we're going to fall, and it's going to be fast and hard.
Yeah, I mean, they kept talking about on the telecast. It was basically, that the Pittsburgh's got 4 games in hand, and the Flyers were like exactly 8 points ahead of them. But looking at where they got to go, they got to do a West Coast swing coming up now. This Pittsburgh, so they got a pretty stretch to go. I honestly think, to me, I just like the resolve in this team, and they fight. They fight. This isn't a team that we saw the last couple of years that they go out on the ice and things ain't going their way. They turtle up, and if this would have been last year, this game would have been 8-1. Going
At
back to
best, it would have been 8-1.
right, exactly. Like this team just, for all their resolve, I mean, they were able to show. Let me knock out some of these comments real quick.
Yeah.
So we can sit there. First things first, mother-in-law checking in, saying, "Hey, Mike, have a fun show." Well, me and you, the better half, checking in. They're always the first 2 comments whenever I'm on. I don't get that.
It's dedication, man.
Yeah. My big-headed partner says Scott Long was the best player for the Flyers all weekend.
Yeah, even though in the New York game, his biggest highlight was ripping that puck off the crossbar, he definitely played the best out of everyone throughout the weekend overall.
I think him and Forrester.
Yeah, Forrester would be up there for me as well. Like, Lawton doesn't have the points to show that his weekend was really good.
He was around.
Like if you watch the game tape, there's a lot that would prove that Lawton's been one of the better players for this team recently. And if Forster goes down with another tough injury again, it could end up really bad.
Yeah.
Not only that, I was actually just about to make mention of it, and then I saw that we have the comment here coming up, the Drysdale injury.
Yeah.
Dude, if that is a lengthy injury for Jamie Drysdale, this really does turn the entire tide for what this season could have been, I feel, in my opinion. Because, I mean, clearly Cal Pedersen isn't really your backup right now.
He's horrible.
You need to figure that out because Sam Harrison's not going to be able to shoulder the load this whole season.
No, and listen, I'm watching this game, and I'm sorry. He gave up 3 goals that I thought were horrible. Both of those short side goals were horrible. And I'll tell you what, Russ's second goal, he had a clear sight for that. I mean, Al was actually in here with me. He was taking care of some stuff, and I showed him the replay. We're watching the game, and I was like, dude, he should have stopped that. And I was like, yeah, it beat him. He's like, he was kind of like on the fence with it. I thought he should have been able to stop that second Russ goal. He had a line of sight. It wasn't like his sight was blocked.
Yeah.
The 2 shorthanded ones, were horrible.
Yeah, there were a couple. I want to say at least 2 goals in this game where dude was at a sharp angle for Pittsburgh, and Pedersen didn't completely seal up along the post. Like that's like the thing as a goaltender is when you see the puck go over there, you flatten yourself against that post and take that sharp angle away. And he just didn't do it at all.
Yeah, he didn't. Steve, our boy Steve checking in says mid-case AC joint sprayed, worst case labrum tear 4 to 6 months. Our buddy Joe Hale checking in. He said Flyers need to be buyers at the deadline. I don't know about that. We actually got somebody coming from the game. Paul Spencer says driving home now. Wow, what a game, especially seeing it live, back and forth. 104 games I go to each year with season tickets. He wrote Go Pens. He's out there now, so he's a Pens guy. But hey, I even said that to Paul on his Facebook post. I told him, I said, I said this was a really good game, back and forth. If you had tickets to go see this game, man, wow, you really, really you lucked out because this was like I think the second highest scoring game in like almost I think what they say 13 years.
Yeah.
So, Pat saying, yeah, you definitely need to see. He needed to knock off a lot of rust. I'll tell you what, man. I think with the excuse me, I think if the Flyers right now, they kind of ran into a buzzsaw a little bit too because Pittsburgh's been off since Thursday. Their next game was Thursday.
Yep.
So he figured they had Friday and Saturday to sit and rest, and then the Flyers were coming in here then. But it looked early on like the Flyers were going to run away with this. I mean, they got the quick goal early. They were peppering. Again, their special teams, other than the penalty kill, which penalty kill was not real great today. They gave up two power play goals. They scored one on the shorthanded side of it. Power play. This power play, it is just god awful, man. Just god awful, and it's there's nothing they can do about it now. I know Matty B's been kind of harping on it, saying, "Hey, they don't have the horses, they don't have the sniper." So hopefully, we can turn around and get this. Maybe get something coming in the future. Austin, I'm going to go over the out-of-town scoreboard real quick just to give everybody an update. Right now, end of the first period, Carolina leads Buffalo 1-0. They are almost at the end of the first period in Chicago. No score there between the Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings. The Winnipeg Jets, almost also near the end of the first period, they are up 2-1 over those Arizona Coyotes. And the New York Rangers and Columbus Blue Jackets are tied at 1 apiece, also near the end of the first period. And guys, later on tonight, 8 o'clock, pretty decent matchup. You got the Nashville Predators taking on the Anaheim Mighty Ducks out there in Anaheim. And earlier today, it was those Tampa Bay Lightning who are coming in next week, actually Tuesday, to take on the Flyers. They beat those New Jersey Devils 4-1 today, so they kind of helped the Flyers out in a way by beating the Devils. So there is your scoreboard for today.
The Nashville Predators have a very quiet 64 points on this year, honestly.
They do.
Haven't really heard much about them all year long, and they're right there in the hunt for everything, man. They're playing really strong hockey this year. The only reason I know about it is because I have a brother that lives just outside of Nashville, so he goes to their games all the time. So we talk every once in a while, and he's like, dude, them Preds, man. I'm like, I've heard nothing about this team all season. He goes, I don't understand how they're one of the better teams in the league. And I just saw the record when we were going over the out-of-town scoreboard. 31-25-2. That's insane. And we're not hearing a thing about them in the media at all when it comes to
they're in Nashville. So, if they knock off the big out west, you'll hear. I'm going to get some more of these comments. Ryan Swope checking in saying, guys.
What's up, Ryan?
Pat saying the Battle of Pennsylvania was everything today. It really was. Ryan says, just joining in. Well, glad that you joined in. Joe Hale says, if the Flyers had a number one goalie, we would have won this game. I don't think it would have made a difference today. Erickson needed a rest. He already played the last two games. So he's saying, wait, 4 to 6 months for what? In case if you didn't hear Ryan, Jamie's Drysdale messed up shoulder in the game. So we will be waiting to see what goes on with that.
Yeah. Hoping for if there is any sort of significant injury, it's not going to leave him on the shelf for too long. But
it's Steve saying, depending on what the last repair was on the labrum, this could determine the prognosis if it's another tear. I'm hoping it's not. Our boy Matty B checking in says, Drysdale injury will dictate trade deadline, or will it? Stay the course. Sell. Oh man, Flyers are way ahead of where they should be. They will improve the power play going forward. They don't have the pieces, even if you want to say Forrester and Tippett have the ability. They need to go get the pieces. I think you're right there, Ryan, I do. But I think they need to draft them. Me and Pat were talking about this morning. We were talking about it, and I said, they should go the route that the way the Florida Panthers went. Florida got – you don't know anybody on the Florida Panthers other than the two former Flyers and Bob and Stolas, the goalies. That's basically it. They're all known it, but they're the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that was a team that used to be like stacked with names.
Right, and they used to get beat like left and right. So he says overcharge for Lawton, great locker room guy, and very sound penalty killer. Yeah, I mean, but you got to have a buyer, Steve. You got to have somebody who's willing to overpay for a Scott Lawton. Maybe you can grab somebody out of, Vegas or somebody like that. He says, we need to be happy what they are so ahead of what everybody said about them. Everybody has flaws, and that's the Flyers' flaw. It will get better when they get snipers. I agree with you, Ryan. I really do. I think. What do you feel about that question there?
I wanted to really quick go back and touch on what Steve had said talking about overcharging for Lawton. There was a guy. I'm in the Edge of Philly Sports Discord server. One of the guys in our Flyers Talk channel over there said, "Lawton will fetch you a first rounder. The market was already set for that. If Sean Monahan gets a first, Lawton for sure will." And I 100% agree with that. If someone was willing to give up a first rounder for Sean Monahan, you should be getting at least a first and maybe a third for Lawton at this rate. With how Monahan's been playing comparatively, the turnout that you get back for that should be at, if not over, what they got for Sean Monahan. But yeah, honestly, with where the Flyers are right now, we really do need to just be very happy with the fact that they are playing as well as they are. I personally didn't expect them to be anything but a bottom 3 team this year. So to be fighting for top 3 in your division is just incredible.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
the more that you can do, the better.
Yeah, I mean, they've been here all year basically without a sniper. You know what I mean? Or I mean, they have Konechny, but Konechny's not a sniper. You know what I mean? So just being where they are, they got to stay the course. Maybe they might knocked off instead of it being a 5-year plan to get them to be cup contenders. Now maybe it might be 2.5. It might be this year, and then next year, you're going into the 3rd year, you're going to be a cup contender. So, I definitely say that. And Ryan says definitely sell. I'm agreeing with him. I want to get rid of all this dead weight, man. Pat was saying without Travis Konechny plus the rest that the Penguins had since Thursday, yeah, probably. I mean, it was just me. We were saying that this morning. Steve saying Chelio should be in the Hotel Wrecking Hall of Fame. Makes me puke to see him in another set of rafters. Well,
I will take that. Last week the Penguins retired Yager's number 68. I'll take that all day. That was awesome. He apparently came in ahead of that game and did some practices with the team. Mm-hmm. And some of the guys were like, he hasn't skipped a beat. He plays on again, off again for the team that he owns back in his home country of Czech Republic. So he's still playing professional hockey actively in his mid-50s.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
It's like what the heck was that baseball player's name? It was I'm gonna play until I'm 50 and made it to 46. And then played the rest of his years in the Dominican League. Julio Franco. He was like, I'm gonna be a first baseman until I'm 50. And I was like, yeah, you could do it.
Yeah, Julio. The little side note, trivia question. The team drafted Julio Franco?
The Phillies did, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
He was a part of the Von Hayes trade.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's right. The Von Hayes trade. Oh yeah. Man.
That's just something. A little tidbit there for you guys. Ryan says Lawton to Edmonton. I feel now if he goes to Edmonton, they got a stockpile of young talent. Yeah. I would definitely do that. You got Ryan, or I'm sorry, you got Steve checking in. Says I'm sure Mike remembers that 1996 Olympics incident. Probably Steve, but I've been hitting the head a lot, so you might have to remind me of it. I do remember something with the Olympics back in the day there. He's saying Jesse Orozco.
Oh gosh, Jesse Orozco.
Franco was part of
5
for what? Yeah, and then the other one was
Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moyer pitched until he was 49.
Yeah, I actually. Fun fact: when I was in high school, I was a pitcher, and I actually modeled my delivery after Jamie Moyer because it was less stress intensive on my body. So I'm 6'3". In high school, I was 285. So I'm every time I plant, it hurts. And they're like, dude, just find a motion that's easier on you. So I was just watching pitching tape, and I was like, I think Moyers is the best to go with. You look at this guy, and you're like, he's out here just throwing a ball around, and then it crosses the plate, and you're like, 92? What?
Well, getting back to this, Pat says, I wonder if Montreal would give you a first for Lawton. I don't think so.
No, Montreal would not. I feel like Montreal will do everything in their power to not do that.
Yeah, they're not going to. Oh, my God, they would get killed. He said the U.S. Olympic team vandalized them. Oh, yeah. I do remember that now.
Oh, my gosh.
But, all right, well, we got to take care of some bills real quick, so let us take care of those bills. if you guys want to go down and see those flyers.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
And guys, if you want to go see any type of road game or even home, as you see right here, the Birds are taking over Brazil. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com. They have the best away trips, even home tailgates. I can tell you personally, I did the Washington trip 2 seasons ago. It was well worth the money. Again, go to PhillySportsTrips.com, take a look at it. And if you're in the Delco area, make sure you go over and check out Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park. That handsome fellow right there, yeah, that's PJ. Let him know that the boys at EOP sent you over. And if you need any help legally, make sure you give our guy David Archeri a call at 610-565-0300 for workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. www.cherryinjurylaw.com. And there you go, guys. So we've already did the out-of-town scoreboard. We should turn around and I'm going to give a little right here. This is our lineup for next week. So, Austin, you and Matty B, Tuesday night that's going to be a good game between Tampa and the Flyers. Me and Big Al, Friday night, don't call me Al. We will have the Flyers and Caps and the Mayfair Mafia. That's right. Matty B and Pat Bernard will be taking you guys on Saturday for, I didn't even see who they were playing. Oh, Ottawa.
Ottawa, yeah.
Yeah, Ottawa, the Ottawa game. So, with that being said, Austin, I got to get down here. Where's it at? Who's your 3 stars of the game?
Third star, I'm going to give to Lawton. Getting the shorthanded goal, the strong effort that he's put in throughout the entire weekend definitely keeps him up there for me. Second star, I'm going to go Travis Sanheim. That first goal I personally would have given to Lawton, but the scorekeepers know better than I do, so I'm going to trust their word on that. And then my first star, there was a part of me that wanted to put Crosby in here, but then I remembered we hate Crosby, so that doesn't happen. First star, I'm going to give to Tyson Forster. Even after scores the 2 goals, takes the knock on the knee, dogs it out the rest of the way. 3 goals in the last 2 games for Forster? So can't go wrong with the play that he's been having recently.
All right. Well, my list is a little different. Third star of the game, I gave it to Tyson Forster. He was by far the best Flyer player today on the ice. Him and Scotty Lawton, they were kind of right there, 1A, 1B. I gave him, he's the number 3 star of the game. Number 2 star of the game, Brian Rust for the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2 goals. He got hurt, went down. He was all over the place. He was a menace today. And the number 1 star goes to Sid the Kid. 5 points today, a goal, 4 assists. I'm sorry. I know we hate him, but you got to tip your cap when a guy puts on a performance like he did today.
Always. And, to be over 30 goals at his age right now in this league, man, it's extremely impressive.
He was playing good. I'll tell you what. The old guys there really, really played well today. I thought, Malkin had some pep in his step. He was being a pest around the ice. Letang got a goal late in the game, but he was, playing the way he normally plays for the Penguins. So, you got to tip your cap, man. They were really good. So we're going to check out the
respect where it's due for those three guys. They've been the core there for a very long time, and honestly, I don't see them going anywhere unless it's in the next 3 years. I feel like all three of them still have some gas left in the tank, and they're going to keep it in Pittsburgh, dude.
Yeah, I think so. Mike Gorham checking in saying, yo, what's up, Mike? But, listen, for me, honestly, Pittsburgh kind of got going a little bit, today. And I think if they could be one of those teams that they could recapture their magic. My only problem is their defense. I mean, the Flyers don't really have a snipe, and they put up 6 goals today. I would be a little worried. The Flyers, I don't think they put up 6 goals all year in a game. I mean, they might have, but I don't recall. I would have to go back and look over their season record. But,
yeah, I think if they've done it, it's only been once, maybe twice this year.
Right. So, Austin, with that being said, buddy, we're going to wrap this up. Flyers lose 7-6 in a tough one tonight in the Steel City. Everybody is probably feeling a little down about it, except for Paul Spencer. He's a Penguins guy now, and he was there at the game. So, hey, look, listen, he makes a lot of money off of those Penguins tickets, so I don't blame him. So, for Austin Hamels, you can check him out Tuesday right here along with Matty B. Again, we'll be covering Clear the Ice. And, and he's also on Thursday nights for Attacking the Third. Myself, my Thursday show, we're on hiatus until further notice. So you won't see me again until Friday, where I'll be working with Big Al, again, doing Clear the Ice. And then Sunday, I'm going to work with my big blockhead partner, Pat Bernard, and as we do P&M in the AM. So, guys, for Austin Hamill, I am Mike Lauro, and this has been Clear the Ice. See you guys Tuesday. Oh, hey. Oh, there it is. It got away from me there. I was just testing to see if you guys are ready.
Making sure you guys are on your toes.
That's right. See you later, guys.